It was past midnight in Suralia. The city outside had gone quiet, but in a small one-room apartment on Olufemi Street, a woman sat on the floor, weeping. The light from a flickering candle trembled on her face, and her Bible lay open beside her, the pages soaked from her tears. Her name was Nneka Okafor. 35 years old, kind, beautiful in that quiet way that age and heartbreak polish into grace. She was praying again, the same prayer she'd whispered for 7 years. Father, I'm not asking for riches. I'm not even asking for fame. I just want someone who will see me the way you see me. Someone to love me and stay. Is that too much, Lord? Her voice cracked on the last word. She waited for silence to answer back, but only the hum of the ceiling fan filled the room. Her phone buzzed, a text from her cousin, Nneka, I saw your ex, Chuka. He's getting married next month. To that girl from the choir. She didn't reply. She just turned off the phone, closed her Bible, and lay on the floor. The pain was too heavy to fight anymore. She'd prayed, fasted, joined singles programs, even served faithfully in her church. Yet love seemed to pass her by every time. But that night, something changed. As she drifted between sleep and tears, she heard a voice. Calm, quiet, and clear. Prepare yourself. I have heard you. She sat up, heart pounding. The room was still. The candle had burned out, leaving only the smell of wax. She thought maybe she was imagining things. But deep down, she knew. Something had shifted. Nneka had grown up in Saka, the first daughter of a civil servant and a school teacher. Her parents had raised her in church, morning prayers at 5 a.m., Bible study on Wednesdays, choir on Sundays. From a young age, she had a heart that believed easily. After university, she moved to Lagos with dreams of building a career and maybe, one day, finding love. She worked as a secretary at an insurance company in Marina, commuting 2 hours each way in traffic. Lagos taught her how to survive, how to smile even when you were tired, how to give conductors exact change before they insulted you, and how to keep faith in a city that moved too fast for prayer. Her first heartbreak came with Chuka, tall, charming, and sweet-talking. They met in church, serving in the ushering team. For 3 years, they dated, made plans, prayed together. But one morning, he just stopped calling. When she finally saw him again, it was with another woman by his side. She didn't hate him. She just stopped expecting too much from people. Months passed after that night of prayer. Life went on quietly. She still sang in church, still helped with women's fellowship. On weekends, she'd visit her friend Amoka in Lekki, who kept telling her, Nneka, maybe try online dating now. This is 2025. Oh. She'd just laugh it off. My own husband no go come from up. If God wants to do it, he'll do it in his own way. And she was right. Because one Sunday afternoon, after service, as she was locking up the office, a man walked in. Excuse me, Ma. Are you Sister Nneka? She turned. He was tall, with a warm smile, dressed simply in a white shirt and grey trousers. His voice had a calm depth that made her pause. Yes, that's me. Can I help you? He smiled again. My name is Michael. I just transferred from Port Harcourt. I've been watching the service online before moving here. The way you led worship today, it touched me. Nneka blushed lightly. Oh, thank you. He laughed. Don't mind me. I just wanted to say hello. It was a short meeting. But something about it stayed with her, the peace in his tone, the way he spoke like a man who truly listened. Over the next few weeks, Michael became part of the church. He was consistent, humble, and helpful, always the first to volunteer, the last to leave. He didn't rush conversation, didn't flirt. He just showed kindness in small ways, fixing the broken microphone cable, carrying heavy chairs after service, buying snacks for the children's department. And then one day, during evening fellowship, he shared his testimony. I used to be a banker, he said. For years I chased money. I had everything except peace. Then I lost it all, my job, my savings, even my fiancé. That's when God told me to start over. So I left Port Harcourt for Lagos. I didn't understand why, but now I think I do. He turned and looked straight at Nneka. Her heart skipped. Their friendship grew quietly. They would talk after service, sharing stories about faith, fear, and waiting. Sometimes, he'd walk her home, carrying her bag like an old-fashioned gentleman. One rainy evening, as thunder rolled across the city, they stood at the church porch, waiting for the rain to stop. Michael, she said softly, don't you ever feel like you wasted time? That all the pain wasn't worth it? He smiled. No. I think pain prepares us. It empties us so God can fill us again. She looked at him, her heart suddenly still. From that night, she started praying differently, not out of desperation, but gratitude. She told God, if this man is from you, give me peace. If not, take him away quickly. But the peace stayed. 3 months later, after evening choir practice, Michael asked to see her. They met at the small church garden, the air heavy with the scent of rain-soaked hibiscus. Nneka, he said, when I came to Lagos, I had nothing left. But God told me I would find my future here. I didn't know what he meant until I met you. He knelt, right there on the damp grass. I don't have a mansion or a car yet, but I have faith and a heart that wants to build with you. Will you marry me? Her eyes filled. She couldn't speak. She just nodded, whispering, yes. Their wedding was small, just family, church members, and a few friends. No fancy hall, no celebrity MC. But the presence of joy filled the air. As she walked down the aisle, her white dress swaying softly, she remembered that voice from months ago. Prepare yourself. I have heard you. And she smiled. Marriage wasn't magic. There were tough days. The generator broke down often. Rent was hard some months. Michael's new business struggled at first. But they faced it together, praying, laughing, trusting. One night, sitting outside under the moonlight, Michael said, you know, when I first saw you, I almost didn't talk to you. I thought, this woman is too serious, too deep. She laughed. And now? He grinned. Now I know why God said I should move to Lagos. 2 years later, they had their first child, a baby girl they named Chisholm, meaning God is with me. The church celebrated like it was a festival. Sister Nneka, the quiet one who had waited, who had prayed through her tears, now carried her testimony in her arms. One Sunday, she stood before the congregation, tears in her eyes again, but this time, they were tears of joy. If you're here today and you've been praying for something, don't stop. God doesn't forget. Sometimes He waits, not because He's punishing you, but because He's preparing you. I waited, and when God answered, He sent not just a husband, but peace. The church erupted in applause. Even Pastor Emma, the same man from the pastor who stood alone in Abuja, smiled knowingly from his seat. Years later, as Nneka sat in her living room, rocking her second baby to sleep, she looked at her husband working on his laptop. She thought back to that night on the floor, when she cried until her heart broke. She smiled softly and whispered, so this was what you were preparing me for, Lord. Outside, Lagos buzzed, the traffic, the laughter, the music of a city that never stopped moving. But inside that small home, there was peace. And that was a miracle. Because sometimes, when you pray for love, God doesn't just send a man. He sends a destiny wrapped in flesh.